Okay, we're back on our knuckle motor here. So we got new case races here, right and left. So the long one's the left one, the short one's the right one. So we got to press these in and out of here. We use our press to do that. If you can show anything over here. People are screwing my camera. Screwing my tripod. Can't see squat. Okay. So, press this out. Let's see if we got any tools around here to use for doing that job. Nope. Alright, got a pressing sleeve here. Tight that way, on that way. That takes a load off your case, so you don't break it, but these are in the case, you can still press on it. Without using this, it'll still come out without breaking it. That's a new case problem. Okay, so put our sleeve up on there. And a little extension piece. And that one's out. And it came out. We got a new one. Just flip it over, use this side of the case to push on. Wipe out the junk marks there. Yeah. Okay. Clean off the oil residue off of that thing. So you can put a little lube on that thing, or use some press fit lube. You can use multiple different things. A lot of times I just use the oil that comes with it on there, it's fine also. This is actually a high pressure press lube. Doesn't take much to do what you need to do. Okay. So we got an oil hole right here, we gotta line it up. There's also a groove right here to groove the fly, to keep the flywheel thrust washer lubricated. It goes on the top too, because that's where the splash oil goes on it. So just kind of eyeball it, and we'll stuff it in there. Get the big one here. Let's use this big press block. Okay, knocked it out, put it back where it belongs. There we go. Set it up. When it stops, stop. Alright, that one's all in there. It's in your flat. There's no lock screws on these early cases. Later on they had lock screws you had to deal with. These ones you don't. Okay, here's the right side one. Do the same thing. Okay, I need something taller. Use a piece of brass here, work fine. Yeah, need a little taller than that. Is that all the way up? Not yet. And it just makes it in there. Perfect. Okay, that one's out. There's that one, came out, no biggie. There's our new one. flat on the case. Okay, this one has no oil hole to worry about. This has a provision for a lock screw, but this early case has no lock screw on it because the knucklehead don't have lock screws. Panhead do. It has just the oil groove here to lubricate the flywheel with, plus thrust washer. So same as the other one, he's got to put that so it's pointed up. That's all we need. And go put a little lube on this one also. Put it straight up. And we're sitting flat. Not a lot of pressure on that. Only about a ton. Usually you want to see about 2 tons to 3, but that was not a lot of pressure on it. But it had pressure, that's all that matters. It's not like it's loose. Okay, so that takes care of that for now. Okay, so these are all done, so I can take these back, put them together so we can hold them. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, I got the cases back over here. Clean up all your gasket surfaces. There's no burrs on anything. These are going to go together. Hardware over here on the floor and table here. Should all be laying here. Okay. 2 dowel studs. Nice press fit. Not quite. A long one. That one's a press fit. That one. Probably goes over here. Yep. This is the center bolt. This one here with all the washers is the one that's too long, so it's the one that goes over here. Okay. Put our nuts on here so we can torque them down a little bit. Okay, make sure these things line up. Looks like we're missing a few here. Not sure why we're missing some. They were all here before. Couple more right there. Looks like all of them. Ratchet go. It's missing. It's over here. Okay, you tighten up your dowel studs first. Make sure your decks feel pretty tight, nice and even. Close enough. Tighten them down. Alright, please don't tighten the breather one up. It just tends to collect oil and make a big mess, so I'll leave that one off. Okay, feels relatively close. Okay, so now these are going to be line honed all the way through because these are roller bearing motor, so straight through on both sides. They're the same size, 1.5 inches. So you hone them together as a pair. Once you get them kind of roughed in, you take them apart and hone them individually. Because the big wide one hones slower than the little skinny one. So if you just kept honing them back and forth, this one would be standard, that would be 1 over or better. That would be a problem. Rarely are they both the same size anyway, because they just don't hone evenly and they're not round. So it just varies a lot what they wind up being. Okay, so now we got to set up our standards so we know what diameters we're dealing with. So we need our dial bore gauge. And we need our checking standing, 1.5. I don't really make these things anymore, but that's a standard. Set your bore gauge to a standard 1.5 inch diameter, and you can see what you got for oversize. Looks like the last one used was on this. So our 0 is pretty close. Weather does make a difference on, the temperature makes a difference on what the gauge reads. Okay, make it the same what it's supposed to be. Okay, so this is step, so we know exactly where we're at, right? 1.5 inches is at 0. So once we know that, we can work from there. Okay, this is done, so we don't need this anymore. We do need a crankshaft to do our measurements from. So let me go figure out what that is, I'll be back.